Chapter 4. It takes me half an hour to make it from my car to my apartment. I called Lucy twice to see if she could help me, but she did not answer her phone. When I make it inside my apartment, I am a little irritated to see her lying on the couch with the phone to her ear. I slam our front door behind me and she glances up. "What happened to you?" she asks. I use the wall for support as I hop toward the hallway. Sprained my ankle. When I make it to my bedroom door, she yells, "Sorry I didn't answer the phone. I am talking to Alex. I was going to call you back." It is fine! Exclamation mark. I holler back at her and then slam my bedroom door shut. I go to the bathroom and find some old pain pills I had stuffed into a cabinet. I swallow 2 of them and then fall onto my bed and stare up at the ceiling. I cannot believe I will be stuck in this apartment for an entire week. I grab my phone and text my mother. "Sprained my ankle. I am fine, but can I send you a list of things to grab for me at the store?" I drop my phone onto my bed, and for the first time since she moved here, I am thankful my mother lives fairly close to me. It actually hasn't been that bad. I think I like her more now that my father has passed away. I know it is because I held a lot of resentment toward her for never leaving him. Even though a lot of that resentment has faded when it comes to my mother, I still have the same feelings when I think of my father. It can't be good, still holding on to so much bitterness toward my father. But damn it, he was awful. To my mother, to me, to Atlas. I have been so busy with my mother's move and secretly searching for a new building between work hours, I have not had time to finish reading the journals I started reading all those months ago. I hop pathetically to my closet, only tripping once. Luckily, I catch myself on my dresser. Once I have the journal in hand, I hop back to the bed and get comfortable. I have nothing better to do for the next week now that I cannot work. I might as well commiserate over my past while I am forced to commiserate in the present. Dear Ellen, you hosting the Oscars was the greatest thing to happen to television last year. I do not think I ever told you that. The vacuuming skit made me piss my pants. Oh, and I recruited a new Ellen follower today in Atlas. Before you start judging me for allowing him inside my house again, let me explain how that came about. After I let him take a shower here yesterday, I didn't see him again last night. But this morning, he sat by me on the bus again. He seemed a little happier than the day before, because he slid into the seat and actually smiled at me. I am not going to lie, it was a little weird seeing him in my dad's clothes. But the pants fit him a lot better than I thought they were going to. "Guess what?" he said. He leaned forward and unzipped his backpack. "What?" He pulled out a bag and handed it to me. "I found these in the garage. I tried to clean them up for you because they were covered in old dirt, but I cannot do much without water." I held the bag and stared at him suspiciously. It is the most I would ever heard him say at once. I finally looked down at the bag and opened it. It looked like a bunch of old gardening tools. "I saw you digging with that shovel the other day. I wasn't sure if you had any actual gardening tools, and no one was using these, so." "Thank you," I said. I was kind of in shock. I used to have a trowel, but the plastic broke off the handle and it started giving me blisters. I asked my mother for gardening tools for my birthday last year, and when she bought me a full-sized shovel and a hoe, I did not have the heart to tell her it is not what I needed. Atlas cleared his throat and then, in a much quieter voice, he said, "I know it is not like a real gift. I didn't buy it or anything. But I wanted to give you something. You know?" 4. He did not finish his sentence, so I nodded and tied the bag back up. "Do you think you can hold them for me until after school? I do not have any room in my backpack." He grabbed the bag from me and then brought his backpack up to his lap and put the bag inside of it. He wrapped his arms around his backpack. "How old are you?" he asked. The look in his eyes made him seem a little bit sad about my age, but I do not know why. "You are in 10th grade?" I nodded, but honestly could not think of anything to say to him. I haven't really had much interaction with a lot of guys. especially seniors. When I am nervous, I kind of just clam up. I do not know how long I will be staying at that place, he said, bringing his voice down again. But if you ever need help with gardening or anything after school, it is not like I have much going on there, being as though I have no electricity. I laughed, and then wondered if I should have laughed at his self deprecating comment. We spent the rest of the bus ride talking about you, Ellen. When he made that comment about being bored, I asked him if he ever watched your show. He said he would like to because he thinks you are funny, but a television would require electricity. Another comment I wasn't sure if I should have laughed at. I told him he could watch your show with me after school. I always record it on the digital video recorder and watch it while I do my chores. I figured I could just keep the front door dead bolted, and if my parents got home early, I would just have Atlas run out the back door. I didn't see him again until the ride home today. He didn't sit by me this time because Katie got on the bus before him and sat next to me. I wanted to ask her to move, but then she would think I had a crush on Atlas. Katie would have a field day with that one, so I just let her stay in my seat. Atlas was at the front of the bus, so he got off before I did. He just kind of awkwardly stood there at the bus stop and waited for me to get off. When I did, he opened his backpack and handed me the bag of tools. He didn't say anything about my invitation to watch television from earlier this morning, so I just acted like it was a given. Come on, I told him. He followed me inside, and I locked the deadbolt. If my parents come home early, run out the back door and do not let them see you. He nodded. Don't worry. I will, he said, with kind of a laugh. I asked him if he wanted anything to drink, and he said sure. I made us a snack and brought our drinks to the living room. I sat down on the couch, and he sat down in my dad's chair. I turned on your show, and that is about all that happened. We did not talk much because I fast-forwarded through all the commercials. But I did notice he laughed at all the right times. I think good comedic timing is one of the most important things about a person's personality. Every time he laughed at your jokes, it made me feel better about sneaking him into my house. I don't know why. Maybe because if he is actually someone I could be friends with, it would make me feel less guilty. He left right after your show was over. I wanted to ask him if he needed to use our shower again, but that would have cut it really close to time for my parents getting home. The last thing I wanted was for him to have to run out of the shower and across my backyard naked. Then again, that would be kind of hilarious and awesome. Lily, dear Ellen, come on, woman. Reruns? A full week of reruns? I get that you need time off, but let me make a suggestion. Instead of recording one show a day, you should record two. That way, you will get twice as much done in half the time, and we would never have to sit through reruns. I say we because I am referring to Atlas and me. He has become my regular, Ellen, watching partner. I think he might love you as much as I do, but I will never tell him I write to you on a daily basis. That might seem a little too fangirl. He has been living in that house for 2 weeks now. He has taken a few more showers at my house, and I give him food every time he visits. I even wash his clothes for him while he is here after school. He keeps apologizing to me, like he is a burden. But honestly, I love it. He keeps my mind off things, and I actually look forward to spending time with him after school every day. Dad got home late tonight, which means he went to the bar after work, which means he is probably going to instigate a fight with my mother, which means he will probably do something stupid again. I swear, sometimes I get so mad at her for staying with him. I know I am only 15 and probably do not understand all the reasons she chooses to stay, but I refuse to let her use me as her excuse. I don't care if she's too poor to leave him, and we'd have to move into a crappy apartment and eat ramen noodles until I graduate. That would be better than this. I can hear him yelling at her right now. Sometimes when he gets like this, I walk into the living room, hoping it'll calm him down. He doesn't like to hit her when I'm in the room. Maybe I should go try that. Lily, dear Ellen, If I had access to a gun or knife right now, I'd kill him. As soon as I walked into the living room, I saw him push her down. They were standing in the kitchen, and she'd grabbed his arm, trying to calm him down, and he backhanded her and knocked her straight to the floor. I'm pretty sure he was about to kick her, but he saw me walk into the living room, and he stopped. He muttered something under his breath to her, and then walked to their bedroom and slammed the door. I rushed to the kitchen and tried to help her, but she never wants me to see her like this. She waved me away and said, "I'm fine, Lily. I'm fine. We just got into a stupid fight." She was crying, and I could already see the redness on her cheek from where he hit her. When I walked closer to her, wanting to make sure she was okay, she turned her back to me and gripped the counter. I said, "I'm fine. Lily, go back to your room." I ran back down the hallway, but I didn't go back to my room. I ran straight out the back door and across the backyard. I was so mad at her for being short with me. I didn't even want to be in the same house as either of them, and even thought it was dark already. I went over to the house Atlas was staying in, and I knocked on the door. I could hear him moving inside, like he accidentally knocked something over. "It's me, Lily," I whispered. A few seconds later, the back door opened, and he looked behind me, then to the left and right of me. It wasn't until he looked at my face that he saw I was crying. "You okay?" he asked, stepping outside. I used my shirt to wipe away my tears, and noticed he came outside instead of inviting me in. I sat down on the porch step, and he sat down next to me. "I'm fine," I said. "I'm just mad. Sometimes I cry when I get mad." He reached over and tucked my hair behind my ear. I liked it when he did that, and I suddenly wasn't nearly as mad anymore. Then he put his arm around me and pulled me to him so that my head was resting on his shoulder. I don't know how he calmed me down without even talking, but he did. Some people just have a calming presence about them, and he's one of those people. Completely opposite of my father. We sat like that for a while until I saw my bedroom light turn on. "You should go," he whispered. We could both see my mom standing in my bedroom looking for me. It wasn't until that moment that I realized what a perfect view he has of my bedroom. As I walked back home, I tried to think about the entire time Atlas has been in that house. I tried to recall if I'd walked around after dark with the light on at night, because all I normally wear in my room at night is a t-shirt. Here's what's crazy about that, Ellen. I was kind of hoping I had Lily. I close the journal when the pain pills start to kick in. I'll read more tomorrow. Maybe. Reading about the things my dad used to do to my mom kind of puts me in a bad mood. Reading about Atlas kind of puts me in a sad mood. I try to fall asleep and think about Ryle, but the whole situation with him kind of makes me mad and sad. Maybe I'll just think about Elisa and how happy I am that she showed up today. I could use a friend, not to mention help, during these next few months. I have a feeling it's going to be more stressful than I bargained for.